Hi, I'm Karen. I created this video introducing you to linked lists. We'll talk about what a linked list is and why you might want to use it. I'll introduce you to the Java linked list class and also teach you how to write your own. What is a linked list? A linked list is a data structure made of a series of connected nodes. Each node contains an element in the list and a reference to the next node. The last node contains the null reference to signal the end of the list. Why would we use a linked list? A linked list has no fixed size. You don't have to specify a size and can add as many elements as you need. Inserting a node in the middle of the linked list is much more efficient. The references to the next node changes around the insertion or removal point. Only the surrounding nodes are affected. When to use a linked list? You'd want to use a linked list when you have large amounts of data that will require a lot of insertions or deletions. Using the Java linked list class. Java has a built-in linked list class that you can import by including one of the following import statements into your code. Import java.util.star or import java.util.linkedList. To create a new linked list object, you use the following statement. Linked list mylist equals new linked list. Mylist is a variable name that can be whatever you choose. To specify which type of object your linked list can hold, add brackets to your linked list declaration. Linked list string mylist equals new linked list string. Java linked list class methods. Add first adds an object to the front of the list. Add last adds an object to the end of the list. Get first returns the first object of the list. Get last returns the last object of the list. Remove first removes the first object of the list, and remove last removes the last object of the list. Writing your own linked list. For more complicated problems, you may want to write your own linked list code. With your own code, you can more easily manage large data sets as you desire. How to write a linked list. Since a linked list is often used for large amounts of data, you will need to use pointers to reference the first and last element of your linked list. Examples of pointers are shown below. Node first equals null, points to the first node. Node last equals null, points to the last node. The node variables first and last are initialized to null, but what is a node variable? Our node variables are variables of the node class. In the code to the right, we created a new object type called node. In this example, our nodes hold string objects. The node class has two constructors. The first constructor is for nodes to specify the value and the reference to the next node. The second constructor is for nodes to only specify the value, thus being placed at the end of the linked list. Looking at our code example, we've declared our class node, a string value and node next, both variables. We've declared our first node constructor, which accepts both parameters, val and end. It initializes the string value and node next variables to these values. Our second constructor only accepts the string val argument and only initializes value to val and setting next to null. So now that we know about the node class, how do I declare and reference these nodes? Declaring and referencing nodes. Recall that we've already declared our first node and set it equal to null. Now we'd like to assign the first node a value. We do this by saying first equals new node, and we're going to give it the value of 1. We're going to use the dot next to declare the next node. So we say first dot next equals new node 2. This will declare the next node. We use a pointer to reference the first dot next node by saying node ref equals first dot next. Now the first dot next node is assigned to the reference ref. Here I have an example of the linked list code. I have my import java.util.star statement. I then declare my linked list class, public class linked list. I then have my private class node, which is the node code example on the previous slide. I then declare my first node, private node first, set it equal to null. I have a print statement here that traverses through the linked list and prints out all the elements. So now all I need to write is the linked list constructor, and I need to call the linked list inside the main. In my linked list constructor, I'm going to say public linked list. It's not going to accept any arguments. And here I'm going to declare some elements of the linked list. So we already have our first node declared. First equals new node. It's going to say 1. We're going to say first.next equals new node 2. We can now say first.next equals new node 3. And we can call the other node class constructor by saying first equals new node 0 at first. Now that we've created our linked list constructor, we're going to go ahead and call it from within inside the main method. So I need to create my linked list object, linked list, my list equals new linked list. Now I'm just going to call my print method that I created. So I'll say mylist.print, compile it, run it, and it prints out the elements in order 0, 1, 2, and 3. Linked list operations and methods. Once we have created our linked list, we can easily remove a node or traverse the list. We can also write various methods to make working with our linked list much simpler. Common methods written for your linked list are the isEmpty method that returns whether or not your linked list is empty, the size method that returns the size of your linked list, the add method which adds a node to your linked list, the remove method which removes a node from your linked list, and the toString method that prints out your linked list. I hope you found this tutorial video helpful and now have a better understanding of how and when to use a linked list.